Well, hi, Mark
Hello.
Goldman and Joan Goldman, mother
Hi.
and son, and they've been through several real estate transactions for many different purposes through the years.
Yes.
I think I first met your dad and husband in about 1986 or 7
Somewhere in there.
through a mutual friend, and so we've known each other since then. So they just had another unusual real estate experience I was just going to
Yes.
ask you to tell you about. Joan?
I inherited a piece of property from my Aunt Tiny, and somebody had leased it and had been there for quite a few years, and then I find out, I couldn't renew the lease for some reasons, and okay, now I need to get rid of the property. But then I found out that the people next door, they wanted to buy it, and that was great. The only problem was that the survey that I had was not a good survey. I understand that that's a survey that an attorney can do. They can just put that in there, but it isn't a really good survey. So I went through several conversations with some, what do they call them, surveyors, and no, they couldn't do that, or they didn't have time, or whatever, and one decided he would do it, and then all of a sudden he backs out. And finally I get Mr. Bouchon, and I thank goodness for Mr. Bouchon, because he told me that, yeah, that wasn't a really good survey, what I had, and so he did decide, yes, he would take it on, and he would do the survey. And he gave me a quote from 500 to 1,500, anywhere in there, depending on how much work he had to do. And of course, he's a very busy surveyor also. He has a lot of business, evidently, and he's well thought of. And actually, the buyer wanted the survey done either by him or someone else. Well, he took it on, and I thank God, literally, for Mr. Bouchon saying. So,
And what I remember was it took him 5 weeks to do it. And at
5
first we said, no, we didn't want to do that, but he's the only one that would do it at any time.
He was the only one that would do it, and he listened to everything I had told him about it, and as it turned out, somewhere between 500 to 1,500, he did it for 1,000, and 2 weeks early, really. So, hey, that turned out really good.
He was the big hero. But
Yeah.
you didn't even know that situation existed until after you two came over and we talked about it.
Right.
And it seems to me like Mark had made contact with this prospective buyer.
Yes.
Yes.
He did the initial contacts with them. Well, actually, they called me first, but then, okay, Mark says, maybe I better help you with this, and I'm glad
So
about it.
so what happened about that, Mark? You and I had some conversations about that, too.
Yes, actually it was interesting. I appreciate you handling it because
Yes.
it was unique in that it was about 3 hours out of town and in a remote area.
One way.
And so, one way. Good point, one way.
Yeah, one way.
And so that worked out real well. And at the time we thought, well, maybe a realtor in that area, might be appropriate, although we, used you guys for 6 I think it's 7 actually. I think this is the 7th transaction now, but
Wow.
nobody in that area was wanting to work on it. It was amazing, and you helped us out even though it was 3 hours away. So thank you very
Well,
much.
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
Thank you so much for your trust and your friendship,
Yep.
and also sharing that little story with
Yes.
others.
Yes.
Every single one is different,
Yes, it
but
is.
underneath it all, there's similar thread.
We'll try to make the next one easier.
Oh, this was I just want to hear your happy laugh all the time.
Oh, yes.
That's the Goldman trademark.
Oh, really?
That's funny.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Billy.
Bye.